Hey guys, so I just finished reading The Young Elites by Marie Lu. Oh my gosh, that book, I wasn't expecting that ending. And the epilogue, what? The next book is going to be very dark. I can already tell. It's set up to where it's just going to be dark and wow. I don't think I'm ready for that yet, so I'm probably not going to be getting the next book for a little while. Um, I have to give this book a 4 out of 5 stars. Very much enjoyed it. I like the main character. A couple of things did irritate me a little bit, and I'll talk about that in my review. But overall, I did enjoy the book. Not what I was expecting from Marie Lu. Her anti-hero isn't what I was expecting. It wasn't like, Six of Crows where they just kind of accept that they're not very nice people. Adeline really goes through a journey to being an anti-hero. So I'll get on to the rest of the review, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Hey guys, it's me Jessica, and today I'm doing a review for The Young Elites by Marie Lu. I read this book a while back, and I'm now getting around to doing the review, so here we go. Quick synopsis is the main character's name is Adelina. The main character's name is Adelina, and she is running away from her father when things happen, and then she ends up being burned at the stake, and then she ends up being rescued, and she becomes part of, or tries to become part of, a group called the Young Elites, or the Dagger Society, that is run by someone that I'm not going to say. But the reason that she is brought into this society or is joined is because she's a Malfeto. I believe that's how you pronounce it, or a Malfeto. It sounds very Spanish. The whole thing is kind of like the Spanish Inquisition a little bit, because like there are guards called the Inquisitors. So it's kind of got that like historical aspect, but it's fantasy. I would recommend this book. It's very dark. It is not like Legend, that's for sure. And I very much enjoyed it. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 stars, or a 3.5 out of 5 stars. There were things I was unhappy with, and I wish they were changed, and I wish that that it wasn't really a thing that happens and things like that. But I'm excited to see where this series goes. There is also another factor to a reason I liked it less than I normally would have, and that's just because I was reading a lot of depressing books, one after another, and then I read this, and I was just in that state where I was like, this book isn't what I want it to be. Like, I really wanted witty characters and an adventure, and that's not this book. So if that's the book you're looking for, do not read The Young Elites. Read it when you don't really want that. But it is a dark kind of anti-hero story. It's setting up for an anti-hero story, and then I feel like the Rose Society is going to go into that. So I'm going to get to the spoiler parts now. Adelina. I want to talk about Adelina's character right now. Adelina, I understand her, and I felt like she was just antagonized a little too much in this book. Like, everyone's afraid of her. Everyone doesn't like her. Not everyone, but a lot of the people in the Young Elites or the Dagger Society doesn't like Adelina, and that's just because of her abilities and how Enzo reacts to her and the crystals that she responds to. And I get that, but I feel like I was just a little stressed too much. I mean, like, if you were there for Adelina, she wouldn't be going down the path she is going down now. Like, that's what I feel like is going on. I feel like if the right people were there for her, then she obviously would have been okay. And I feel like her father has a lot to do with that, and her father is obviously brought up multiple times because his ghost comes back to haunt her and tell her that she's a monster and all this stuff, and it's very dramatic. It's very dramatic. I say as if I don't care, but I do care. My favorite character would have to be Enzo, because I feel like he is an anti-hero. I want to say this. If you go on the Books Amino app and you follow me, I'm not saying that you should, I'm not sponsored at all, but I'm just saying what I do on there is every time I read a book or I finish reading a book, I put out my first reaction. So as I'm reading the book, I am putting down what I think when it happens. And there was one point in the book where I wrote down in that reaction post, so the Dagger Society and the Young Elites want to kill the monarchy because they are unfair to Malfettos. I get that. That's like obviously what I thought it was going to be. But then I was thinking about Enzo, and I was like, so they're going to put another monarch, even though he's the true monarch, they're going to put another monarch on the throne who is then going to be unkind to the non-Malfettos to get revenge for what they did when the other monarchs were in power. Which, I was like, so they're going to take a corrupt ruler and replace it with a corrupt ruler that fits their benefits? Like, that is very anti-hero, and even though you see how horrible they're treated, I mean, like, there are obviously non-Malfetto people that support Malfetto people. Like, it's just this whole kind of crazy thing. And I was very, I don't want to say confused, but it was just kind of my thought process, like, do I really want Enzo on the throne? Like, I think he's an awesome character and I love him, but I'm like, does he really deserve to be king when he's going to, I feel like, abuse his power and be corrupt? Because he's going to replace the whole entire castle with Malfettos. And I was so undecided about how I felt. Now, back to Enzo and Adelina, I felt the sexual tension and I was all into it, and I was so happy when they got together. But then Marie Lu did something that made me very upset, and that is they brought the past girl. The girl Enzo was in love with but died, and the main character, Adelina, reminds Enzo of said girl that died. That very much upsets me. I hate that when that happens to romance books I read. I hate when that just happens in any book I read. Don't bring past girls in to ruin a perfectly good relationship that's happening. I hate that. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. So when that came up, I was just like, no, stop this. Please don't do this, Marie Lu. And she does. And it's like brought up at the end. It felt like it's an afterthought. I just didn't know how I felt about it. Well, I hated it, but it irked me. Another thing that really irked me is the trope I really, really hate is the blackmailing to be a spy trope that happens to Adelina with the Inquisitor guy in the castle. What's his name? Taran. I believe his name is Taran. With that whole kind of blackmail thing with Taran, that really made me upset. Because I felt like Adelina should have told the Young Elites, should have told the Dagger Society. Why? Even though they threatened to kill her, and that's something that's a very valid point, telling them shows that you trust them. And be like, hey, my sister is captured, I really care for her, like, if you could help me out getting her back, then I will, like, pledge my allegiance to you, and I will do anything you ask. Like, I felt like a lot of this could be solved if she talked to Enzo, if she talked to any of the people in the Dagger Society. Like, just keeping it to herself just made it worse for her. And when it came out, it was bad. It was obviously bad. I mean, she killed, what's his face? She killed the spider. And I didn't like him anyway, but she still killed him, and it was not a good idea to do. It was not a good thing to do. Like, that's all I'm gonna say. Raphael. Let's talk about Raphael. I really like Raphael, and then I also didn't really like him because he was scared of Adelina and he pretended to be her friend. Like, don't pretend to be someone's friend. That just makes a lot of things worse for people. Like, pretending to be their friend when they really need you. I hate that, and I hated Raphael for doing that. It was just, oh, it made me so mad. Like, I know Rose Society is going to be such a dark book because she's getting betrayed one after another. Like, she's losing all this stuff. All she really has is her sister now, and she's gonna crawl under herself, and she's going to lose control because darkness, like, enables her ability, and she's just gonna go crazy. So I'm happy her sister's there who's gonna take away her power. And, like, her sister, when I found out that she was Malfetto and actually had an ability to take away abilities, I was like a little pissed. I was like, what? No, you can't do that. Stop it. Stop. Please stop. Another thing, let's talk about Taran and his relationship with the Queen / Enzo's sister. The Queen is evil. She is totally using Taran, and I feel really bad for him. And I know there's no him going to the other side. He reminds me so much of that character from The Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown, there's that one monk character who punishes himself, is loyal to only one person, does whatever they say even though it's like actually wrong morally and ethically. Like, that's Taran. Taran reminds me of that character from the Da Vinci Code, and it's so perfect. Like, Taran is one of my favorite characters just because of how he is. How he hates Malfetos, he is one himself, and he's gonna do everything in his power to kill them. Oh, it was so good. And then, okay, so let's talk about Enzo dying. I wasn't expecting that, and I really felt like it was a bad decision to do for this book. Right now, just finishing The Young Elites, I'm like, you shouldn't have killed Enzo. I feel like you should have Enzo and Adelina like split ways and everything like that, and have that kind of like sexual tension, be like, I can't be with you because you do things that are bad. It's like, I can't be with you because you do things that are good and you don't support my bad things. Like, I felt like that would have been a perfect kind of relationship to go on. But no, that doesn't happen. Enzo dies, and I was shocked, and I was like, oh, how could you kill Enzo? How could you kill this amazing character that I love more than the main character? Why would you do such a thing? But she does. And by she, I mean Marie Lu. Thank you so much for watching this video. That is my review for The Young Elites by Marie Lu. If you like this video, please give it a like. Also, comment down below if you agree with anything or disagreed with anything I said in this video. Also, make sure to subscribe to get notified when I make a new video, and ring that bell to get immediately notified as well. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye!